Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome back to another episode of Just Our Opinion. Guys, we are talking Fight Night, Season 1, Episode 2, titled Round 4 Real Police Work. Guys, we want to let you know that this is going to be a spoiler-filled recap. Me and my guest over here, we're going to spoil this episode up, down, left, right, in, and out, as if you've already seen it. That is your warning. Tyra, how you doing, ma'am? How are you over there? Let the good people know.
I'm good. I'm happy to get more off into this show with you. We had a really good time last week, and I know we're going to have a good time today.
That's true. That's true. Guys, if this is your first time finding us, I'm B. Avery. That's Tyra with Struggle Reviews TV. If you love what we have to say, you can follow both of us on social media. Our handles are on the screen. Her information is in the description box of this video. And please give this young lady a subscription, okay? She is on her way to 30,000 subscribers. And so she has a lot of great content. Also, if I click her lives tab, I'll be showing up. Where is it at? Yeah, right here, bottom left corner. I will be showing up every Sunday in the afternoon, in the evening, to go over the same episode live with other guests as well. We had a good time this last week going over episodes 1 through 3. And I know we're going to have a ball going over episode 4. And one of the things that concluded episode 3, Tyra, is Miss Lena, played by Chloe Bailey. She was crying on the tree. Oh my God, please let me live. I don't know nothing. The chicken man. And the camera cut away. And Frank Moten, Samuel Jackson, pulled that trigger. And it seemed like he blew her head off. And we find out now that he did. She has a big hole in her forehead. And she's out of there. Frank is not playing, Tyra. He is serious. And I feel him because he's like, I'm supposed to be one of the baddest in the country, and you're not just going to get over on Mr. Frank Moten. And so what was you feeling when this was revealed that she was dead? Was you happy? Was you sad? It's like, hey, that's what you get, girl. You can't be, no inside woman. You playing with the big boys. Like, where you with all this right here?
I mean, it was to be expected. We saw the birds fly away. We heard the gun go off. I think we were just hoping with the character like Frank Moten and him kind of having a duality about him. Like, he might have a little softer agenda when it comes to a woman. Maybe these are just threats. Like, no, I mean business. I don't care who you are. You're walking. You're not telling me what I need to know. I got to take you out. Like, I was like, whoa. So no, it sets the bounds for the show. That means absolutely nobody is safe and everybody is on his radar. That's from the wives to, Vivian to Maxine. Everybody can get it, not just Chicken Man.
And this is true. This is true. I wonder who else is somebody else did die in this episode. We're going to be talking about them in just a second. I'm sad about it. I'm sad about it. But something else that scared us all on your panel was it was like, Gordon, Chicken Man, do not do it. Do not take your mistress, Vivian, to your wife's house with your kids. What are you doing? This is so disgusting. And I like chicken. I like Gordon. He's cool. He's trying to get it how he can, the best way he can do it. But no, seriously, there are just some lines you just don't cross. I don't care what situation you in. I mean, the only time you should do this is if we're being attacked by aliens and everybody just got to team up and it don't matter no more. Or it's like literally World War X and all of the racist white supremacists are coming and attacking us all at once. I'm serious, but I'm joking. She's still like, no, never.
No, take that help somewhere else. No.
How'd you feel, Tyra? Did you throw your remote at the TV when you saw him pull up to the house?
I was disappointed. Like, this just goes to show Chicken Man is not as smart as we thought. Any smart man would know better than to take pretty much your mistress to your wife's home. I just felt like that was so disrespectful and selfish of him. And I'm just wondering what that means for how he'll be moving in the future as a husband. Because that was really inconsiderate. He cares about Vivian clearly, but that was inconsiderate as far as his wife was concerned. Out of all the places in Atlanta, that's the only place you could think to, out of all the people he knows, that's his tagline. I know people. I'm a business. I know everybody. That couldn't have been the only place that you could have took her. It could have been anywhere. Like,
it really,
that was
it really
a
could have.
poor choice.
That was a very, very little effort right there on his part. I don't even think he felt bad about it. He was just like,
No.
okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get along, you know, if you're getting on each other's nerve, go have a timeout. And it's crazy. But let me ask you this though. How do you feel about the wife Faye actually accepting it? Because for one, she found out that it was all BS, that she just wasn't working, and a nail on the wall nicked her arm. I can't remember if she saw it on the news. I remember the policeman did show up like, yes, I'm trying to reach Gordon about the robbery. She was like, oh, and you know, Vivian was kind of gaslighting her when she was like, and tell me about, I told you the bathroom was this way, and tell me about the robbery. Well, there's nothing to tell. And eventually she came clean, like, I know I'm not, no, she actually admitted it, like, you know, I'm not dumb enough not to know that my husband is bringing his mistress over here. They ended up teaming up at the end with the guns. We can talk about that. But how do you feel about Faye as a wife that was putting up with that? I know you said that she knew when we talked about this last time, so that kind of makes me put my foot in my mouth. But I keep asking you questions and then not giving you a chance to answer. Go ahead.
No, she definitely knew. She didn't know that it was Vivian in particular, but she does know that he has other women because we saw him. I think we saw him kiss Vivian, Maxine. You know, he has several women. It's just that Vivian is the wife. No, not Vivian. Faye is the wife and Vivian is the main. He has a lot of women. Like, he's not a faithful man. So it's just more so like, I knew you had them, but you brought one to my house. And then that's not even being really considerate of Vivian. Vivian's all in the closet like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is how the wife in here, like, you literally have a double life. I don't know, Gordon. I know Chicken Man. You in here, all this Jesus on the walls, all of this, you know, church and God and family. Like, is this really you? Is this really what you want? If this is who you are and this is what you want, then who am I? And what does that mean for whatever future we could have together? You're clearly not walking away from this. And the wife is just dealing with it because this is Gordon. Like, I would think Gordon would know better than to bring this woman to my house, but he did. I'm just going to deal with it because it's my husband. I want to know what all she's going to be dealing with just this whole time, because this isn't going to be the last of it. And you spoke about them teaming up. Like, they came to the house. Yeah. The thugs came to the house. Like, clearly lives are in danger. If she wasn't there, who knows what could have happened. My question was, Vivian, why didn't you stay there? What was the pressure to leave? Like, I knew she didn't want to be there because this is the wife. Like, at this time, I just wish that they would have stayed together and like protect the house at all costs. Gordon ain't protecting nobody right now.
This is true. That would have been well, I'm being silly with my thoughts. You know, they both team up together forever and leave Gordon behind. You know what I'm saying? But that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Are you still in Chicken Man's corner? Do you still like him after this? Because this is pretty trifling right here. You know,
I'm trying to be. I just feel like that was selfish of Gordon, especially where we have the later scene we'll get to when Faye tries to leave. Yeah. I'm not in his corner. You know, whatever with your business, but your family and them being protected should come first. And how he's moving, I don't feel like he's thinking about that. So
that
he's in the middle right now.
Yeah, that is priority. He does have a mouthpiece on him. And you know, times are changing. It's 2024 right now when this show comes out. And this was in the 70s. So a little about 40, 50 years ago. A little longer than that. And a lot of women are making a lot of money these days. 200, 300, 400, 500K easy. You know, they don't need no man. But in the 70s, it was a different story, you know. And so I think it's safe to say that that's also possibly a reason why Faye put up with all the BS. Gordon was the breadwinner. You know, she was just like, you know, hey, as long as I can eat and, you know, have somewhere to lay my head and, you know, I have some privacy, I'm good. Like you said, just don't bring nothing back home. Yeah. I don't like seeing things like that. I like, in a way, how things are changing, but these are just thoughts that have come to my mind as I'm watching this. Some reasons why she would just, you know, he's cheating, okay, that, you know, because that's just.
No, back then it was, you know, shame to even think about divorce. Once you got married, you stayed with your husband no matter what. So yeah, you wouldn't divorce him.
Yeah. I think his name is Detective Mason, the white guy that likes to beat up on black people. Man, do you want him to die? Do you think he will die?
Immediately. He needs to. If not, he's a cop, so nobody's going to be nobody that we would look to like a molten chicken ain't doing nothing to nobody. That ain't chicken's MO. But everybody who's a bad guy here, they're not, they stay away from an officer. It's one thing to kill an officer, but a white officer, whether he's a racist or not, you're doing jail time and ain't nobody trying to go to jail. So he might just make it out, which would be just unfortunate. But maybe Hudson will do us a solid and put him out of his misery.
We can't be surprised, but I want to talk about, he really just has no idea of what he's doing, the wrong. And he just feels justified. It just, man, it boggles. Everybody's cut from a different cloth. We all grew up in different type of cultures, etc. But man, some people are just on the other side of the universe as far as processing is concerned. And it's surprising, but it's not surprising, Now, we talked about Gordon Chicken Man, of how our liking of him after this episode has possibly gone down, or likely gone down. But with this gentleman right here, Mr. J.D. Hudson, could it have possibly gone up, Tyra? And the reason why I ask you this is because at the very beginning of this episode, he's on the scene of the crime, investigating, trying to see what's going on. He has the other black rookie cop, and he's trying to, put him on game like, hey, man, they just want this case to be solved for the optics because it looks bad on them. They're trying to get the money, yada, yada, yada. They don't really care about black people receiving justice. It was a really nice heart-to-heart, wisdom being passed down to the younger generation. It seemed like he knew what was up. Prior to this, I know we spoke about him. We didn't use the word Uncle Tom, but what was the word that Muhammad Ali used? Overseer. Do you feel the same way after this episode, or him? The amount of effort he put forth in the whole thing, especially the conversation that he had with the younger black police officer. How you feeling right now about Detective J.D. Hudson?
I think it's all about perception, not just with him, but what people perceive him as. Like we saw with Muhammad Ali, or even Chicken Man. He's, a black officer of the time. Not even an officer, he's a detective. And for him to even get to that point, who knows what he's had to subject himself to or deal with. But he is trying to fight the good fight the only way he feels like he can. So it's not so much of just not liking him. It's just, we don't like the image of what he represents or how he's trying to go about this. But I feel like with this episode, just moving forward, we do get the vision of what he's trying to do, and he's not completely an overseer or a Uncle Tom. There are essences of that if you just looking at him for, front face value. But when you get to know him as a man and just a black man, you can see that he is trying to do the right thing. He just probably doesn't know how to go about it in the job that he's at.
This is well said. Well said. Yeah, I really can't add anything to that. I do hope we see his wife again. I like their interactions. It's quite nice. I don't care to see Muhammad Ali again with him.
Oh no,
I can pass on that. You think he's gonna make it out of this whole thing alive? Because people gonna die. People are dead already. Will he make it out? Is he on the team? Is he on the top? You're like, oh, I hope he makes it. I don't think he's gonna cry if he dies.
Sadly, unfortunately, it's for that racist cop to make it out before he does. But I'm hoping that, because out of all things, he is a cop. So if he does get caught up in anything, they can't just knock him off like any other random person. Now with the police department, they could set some stuff up, but we just don't know. But I'm hoping that he makes it out.
Right on. Me too. Now, Tara, let's talk about this actual heist now. Of course, we have your favorite character, Willie Black. Boo! Boo, Willie Black. Boo! I don't like Willie Black. He sucks. We also have Seneca Walls. Is it Walls or Wallace? I guess it doesn't matter. Well, no, I can respect and get his name right. Seneca Walls playing Mac. McKinley Rogers. They went into this job expecting $20K each. They literally got, 9-8 times more than that. I don't understand this plot point. If you can help me out. The gentleman that told Seneca Walls about the job, he didn't want to give all the information and went across the country while this whole thing was going on as a cover. While they were counting the loot, they had $980,000 with the jewels over $1 million. Hence the name of the show, Fight Night, the $1 Million Heist. It's a lot more than 20K. Who did they have to, what is the haul that they have to deliver or drop off into who before they can collect the money in a few days? Because I only know of one other player, and that's the person that told Seneca Walls about, so they got a Seneca Max character about the job. So that they have to go to him and be like, here's the $1 million, you deviate out. What am I missing right here? I guess, sorry, I wasn't paying attention, but that's not quite adding up to me.
No, even with, the guy who put Mac on, who is nowhere to be found in this moment, he does not give off, because even when they shook hands and stuff, he's doing those, those coke sniffs. I was like, okay, he doesn't seem like he's all there. It doesn't seem like he could put something like this into motion. I don't think he's the main guy. I think he's answering to somebody, and that's why he wasn't there. So maybe in I don't know what episode, but we're going to see, there has to be somebody else, because he's talking about we're breaking the money down. If it's not him that they're waiting on and he has to answer to somebody else, that's the only thing I can think of. Now, who he's answering to would, I think that's going to be like the main mystery, because even with the party, and Suki said, the only rule is no guns. And with the type of men that these, the men that are at this party, that only benefits, the robber. So why would that rule be in place prior to, any knowledge of the robbery going down? Somebody who put that in place had to know who was going to be there. I think it's an inside situation. I don't know who it is yet, but it's somebody.
Could it be a member of the Black Mafia? Because think about it. The Black Mafia is supposed to be the baddest mofos, black people in the entire country. Okay. So if the henchmen that pulled off the heist, if they have so much respect, or at least the guy that put Mac on for this authoritative figure, he has to be up there in the ranks and on the radar of the Black Mafia. There's like, I can't imagine somebody being that much in power and them not knowing about him or him not knowing about them. Am I making any sense? So I'm really curious. I'm like, who the F is this person? Because even not Mac, not really Black, but the guy that tried to pawn off the bracelet at the mechanic shop. And I forgot that older actor's name that's been together.
Melvin Gregg.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. Even he was greedy. But he listened to Mac and was like, okay, we'll wait a few days. I mean, it seemed like they had 4 bags for 4 of them with all of the money and jewels distributed evenly. Excuse me, they all could have just took a bag and went their separate ways, but that didn't happen. They're going to wait a few days. So I can't wait. We got 4 episodes left. We got to see who they have to turn in this hall to and wait for. That's what I'm curious to know. Do you have any idea who it could be? Any idea?
Well, from what we see in this episode, especially with Silky, everybody in the Black Mob, they're not like content. They're not all buddy. It seems like there's some discontent with Frank, and just like, I don't know, his leadership skills, or maybe they just don't want to answer to somebody anymore. Maybe they want to be in charge. It could be any of them. We haven't really seen Texas like that, or the other gentleman who was the butcher, but we have seen Silky, David Banner, a little bit more, and
Clifton Powell.
The only person that's left is Cadillac. I don't think there's nobody else.
Let's talk about, I like where you're going, because I was going to go there next anyway. Cadillac, and we got Frank. Like you said, there's some dissension in the ranks here. He was like, bro, I'm loyal to the end, but you're treating our partners like they red-headed stepchildren. And at the end, do what the fuck I say. I love it. It's just, and he always gives a lovely speech or monologue right before the yell. You know what I'm saying? Just iconic for sure, man. I liked the relationship they had. It really did. It never seemed like Cadillac was a puppy dog to him at all. It kind of seems that way now, and which kind of stinks. I would love your commentary. But do you think this is the end of their relationship? Like, oh yeah, you're gonna talk to me that way? All right, Frank. You think about episode 7 or 8? One of them gonna stab each other in the back? I hope not. But what do you think after this little interaction between them?
I'm always wary of somebody walking around with a cane. Like, what he got in that cane? What does Terrence got in that cane and up under that wig? I feel like he may be an underling who doesn't want to be that anymore, or maybe he'll get tired and maybe join whoever is against Frank, or if there's a little discontent or a little doubt, it just either has to be him or we know it's not Muscle over here. He's responding to snaps, and he's very much so he's under Frank's control. He's the Muscle, so it's not him. I feel like it's either Cadillac or Silky, maneuvering stuff here and who playing this whole robbery situation.
Yeah, I don't think it's Silky. Silky dead.
Not Silky. Who's David Banner's character?
Okay, yeah, I don't know. It was Muhammad. No, that's not his name. What am I talking about?
The pimp.
David Banner's name is. I will have to look for
it. Like a pimp.
It does, but man, Silky Brown is dead. Atkins Estamond. He is out of there, man. I kind of like Silky. I kind of did. Frank ain't playing, man. I wish he would have let him live a little bit longer just to find out, who was pulling the strings. Frank, you're a little trigger happy on the deaths. But yeah, man, how you feeling about Silky meeting his demise? How you feeling?
I was surprised. I thought he was going to turn on Chicken Man in a minute to save himself. I didn't think he was going to give Chicken Man that much room to run as much as he did. I thought it was like, it's me or you in this moment. And he was going, I ain't had nothing to do with that. Y'all need to go. Chicken is located at ... But no, he stood, he stood firm, and he did try to, give him a little room to wait for him and to give some evidence for it that it wasn't me and it was that. But, he just lost his life in the process as a threat to Chicken Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Silky.
Yeah. I am surprised that he did stick up from now look, I can vouch for Gordon, okay, for Chicken Man. He would not dream of getting over on you. I was like, oh, okay. Cause it didn't seem like Silky really liked Chicken Man. It seemed like he was very annoyed with him, like, damn, what do you want? Like, you know what I'm saying? Here go the Chicken Man again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it seems. So, shout out to Silky for, not throwing him under the bus and, trying to hold him down. But, he died, man. And I'm really curious on how Chicken Man is going to have to step up his game and, put the pedal to the metal and figure this out because, we had the pimp on the phone talking about, and word on the street is you a dead man. I got one more thing to say. Click. To hear Silky get choked out. You got your man showing up at the crib. You and your wife having to pull out shotguns and team up with the mistress. They stay in motels. That is awful. That is awful. You really have to love somebody to stick with them after, which, you should. I mean, I think any wife would if the person was doing what they were supposed to be doing, but just kind of got dealt a bad hand of cards. But, Mr. Gordon here was being a bit irresponsible, in a sense. You guys, of course, let us know in the comment section. But David Banner was one of my favorite characters. Like I said, I liked his little monologue speech too. Hold on, we supposed to just tuck our tails and go home just because you say so? We got robbed and was in drawers in front of some bitches and didn't do anything. I feel you, man. I feel you. We supposed to be friendly, but man, fuck friendly. That was I liked it. I liked it. How you feel about that? Do y'all so like muffle man mouth?
Mush mouth.
Clifton Powell. Why they do him like that?
Yeah, it really reminds me of like Pinky and also his character like from Norbit. Clifton Powell. I love that he doesn't mind. Like I don't have to be in the front. I don't mind, taking a role as some one-off. Mush mouth type of character. He's a jack of all trades. But yes, David Banner is just great. Like we love a good pimp reference. We love a Mac. This is a super fly. I'm surprised he have his pinky out when he's bitches. Like I loved it. I ran that scene back a couple times.
All right, right on. Let me ask you this. I kind of wish they would have shown the scene where Frank and Silky showed up to the repast for Lena. Because in episode 2 or 3, when they was in the basement, Frank said to Gordon, Chicken Man, you're either extremely stupid or you're extremely smart. or vice versa. And so they had, and Frank is smart, they had to have thought that Chicken Man gave them a valid reason to show up at this random address. I mean, it is also the repass of Lena. You're going to see the images there. I mean, you can ask somebody, and people are going to be open up like, "Oh yes, I'm here because of this."
I'm the fastest repass I've ever seen in my life.
I never think about that. But I'm just like, don't you? You know, it's like they didn't believe that Chicken Man was telling the truth. Does that bother you at all? Am I overanalyzing?
No, they don't. I think you would think that Frank would be smarter. Like anybody just seeing Chicken Man can't pull this off. Chicken Man is, he was quivering in his boots just at the thought of you maybe shooting me over here with, Hernando. Like, I just want to work for you. I want to be like, there's a desperation and this loyalty and this vision in Black Vegas coming up off of Chicken Man. So why would I threaten that with bringing you all the way here to have you set up and rob and have a bounty on my head? That doesn't make any sense. So you would think Frank would identify, not only is he not a threat, but he don't even have the tenacity to pull this off. Like, it has to be somebody else. But at this point, he's just off with everybody's head. He's not moving like we would think he would move for the position that he's in.
Yeah, right on. And I'm thinking about that scene. My liking for Gordon is going down a bit more because he's at the repass, right? He is stunned like a man. He just like, I'm not going to let you sit here and arrest this young boy is innocent. You know what I'm saying? Nope. This is wrong. They said the repass, have a heart. You just doing that because you're trying to stall for Frank and his men to get there. But everybody like, look at this good man, Chicken Man right here, just standing up for what's right. It's crazy. But he ain't doing that for nobody but himself. Selfish is the word, Tyra. Selfish is the word. Thank you. But that's crazy though. That is. But, J.D. Hudson was doing what he needed to do. He was, before I talk, I still want to stay on J.D. Hudson. Man, I want to swing on this captain, on the boss, the white man. Oh. You just give him this impossible case out the blue. I need you to solve it right now, yesterday. Okay? I'm not going to give you no resources. It's like, can we be realistic, please? I was really annoyed by that conversation. Like, that's why I put you on the job so you can get it done. All I want you to do is build a planet from scratch out of nothing in 5 minutes. Man, shut the hell up, okay? I just had to get that off my chest. Yeah. But Hudson is doing what he needs to do. The people that are working under him, he was like, hey, we got this weapon right here. Let's check all the local gun stores, see if anybody bought something. This dude. Stupid. He went in there with a credit card, a passport, ID. I'm joking. Hey, I want to buy 3 of the same identical weapons.
Stupid.
I want to wear the same shoes and clothes at the robbery somewhere else.
Child.
Tommy did not think things through, man. No. He didn't. That's why he got that long juvenile rap sheet. You know what I'm saying? He bought all the gun with his ID, wearing the same clothes. He ends up taking himself out, Tyra. He was crying in the bathtub. Bruh, sometimes you just got to look at a situation and be like, you know what? This life is not for me. I'm not built for this. I need to go back to the drawing board, then come back for round 2 or 3 or 7. But yeah, he bit off way more than he could chew. He heard Lena that died over the radio. He was crying at the bathtub, crying at that repass.
With Ronnie from Players Club as his mom, I was like, look at Ronnie.
How you feeling about what was his name?
Tommy.
Tommy, Tommy? Where you with Tommy?
I wasn't even mad at Tommy. This is to be expected. I felt like this was a reflection on Matt because Matt got all these people together. It made me question his plan and just how smart he was, even down to hiring the kid to, watch the door and I just questioned Matt. Matt got these people together. He knew these were children. He knew this was a boy. He wasn't prepped. Like he wouldn't got those guns. Like nobody thought to tell him, hey, you might not want to use, 3 forms of identification that can be traced back to you. You might want to they're just all frolicking out and, just we're all going to separate. Nobody said everybody knows that the heist is just going to go down and go left on some dead presidents if we don't do what we came to do, rob and get out of Dodge. Y'all all sticking around to die and get arrested.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm questioning Mac. I don't think Mac is as bright as
Oh
he may have
no,
been, and he clearly wasn't.
yeah. We talked about that. He accepted the job without but he continued to go to it without the main guy being there. How's that not a red flag? But hey, his daughter was 9 years old and he wanted to be at the 10th birthday, so he had to do something. No. There was something else. So I like also when it was at the police station how Hudson brought up the fact, like, why are you trying to protect what's his name again? Tommy. Didn't he rob you? And I was like, ooh, good point. Good ass point. And hey, it's not a great idea to have the same attorney that couldn't keep you out I was like, man, he coming with the hitters right here. So I was tickled, man. But Tommy killed himself. So sad mom. She just lost 2 babies in 24 hours. And what was Taraji thinking at the end of the episode when it closed out, when she was I want to be loved the right way, or what? What do you think was going through her mind during that time?
Well, first, I'm here for the banter between Gordon and Hudson. I watch enough buddy cop movies. They're gonna team up. Just do it already and stop wasting our time. That's gonna happen. That blew my mind, because with Vivian, and kind of like you get that same vibe as Maxine, like she's been around the block. I would never think she would go back to the scene of the crime. And everybody's thinking about, kind of hiding out, laying low in their safety. Why would you go back there? I was like, there was nothing there for her. So I don't think unless they're going to tell us something next episode, there is not a plausible reason for her to be back there. If she was going to do that, she might as well have stayed at Gordon's home. That didn't make any sense to me.
Okay. I just realized I think I still have some leave-in conditioner in my hair. Oh, well, it's the end of the video. But Tyra, this was the aftermath of the heist, and it was very entertaining, and I can't wait to see what's happening next. We know that these characters are not playing around, and I'm just, it's based on a true story loosely.
The fact that I thought those were grays, I thought those was grays at the top of your head.
Man, no, that's not grays, y'all. That is I had some.
I don't remember being that gray.
No, this is y'all.
When gray hits you,
Get a laugh out of it. I had my do rag on earlier, and the leave-in conditioner just did not.
Because you poached your hair and your braids. I was like, when did they I was like, maybe I just don't be paying attention. I don't.
Tara let me burn this whole video.
Sorry.
She could have said something. Hey, B, go spray some oil sheen up there or something. But we got the whole episode, so that's I got a few, not that many. That's messed up, Tara.
I thought it was great. Y'all drop down. Don't that look like gray? It does. It's perfect. It's like
that is. You know what? That's that shea moisture and that on Jackie's that you told me about. That's what that is.
Good. It worked.
Yeah, I just should have had the do rag go longer. But Tara, is there anything else that went down in this episode that we forgot to go over that we could? There was a shootout. They almost caught him. They was chasing them and they got away. Hudson and his partner was chasing Willie Black and Mac. You don't remember that part?
Willie Black.
They was running at the train station. If you don't, it's all good. It's all good.
At the train station. And you said it was Willie Black?
It was Willie
that
Black
was a 70s moment. That was a 70s, on foot, like foot chase moment. I did enjoy that. It felt really, really throwback, but I was like, I ain't catching Willie.
No. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to wrap it up for our recap of Fight Night Season 1, Episode 2, titled Round 4 Real Police Work. Let us know your thoughts of the episode, our commentary, down in the comment section below. We would really appreciate it. And don't forget, this Sunday, we will be going live. It's going to be myself and Tyra and maybe 1 or 2 other people on her channel. It's going down. We're going to have a lot of fun. First of all, hold on. Let me make my bigger. First of all, if y'all didn't know, Tyra was also a DJ on the side. She's coming out with the best beats, intro, outro, all of that above to bring in her live. She has all the slides and PowerPoint presentations. It goes down over here. So I just got to make sure y'all are aware that you're ready for what she has to deliver. But, ma'am, is there anything else that you would like to promote on your lovely channel for all the good people to enjoy now and in the future? Let them know, man. Let them know.
Oh man, there's a lot. There's a lot. I have been busy. They messed up. Let me learn how to go live. I've been going live like it's no tomorrow. With my crew of folks. Today I will be going live to discuss Netflix's Chaos. If anybody enjoyed, the Greek mythology god show on Netflix, come over and check that out. I will also be discussing Rebel Ridge directly after that. Wasn't enough action, but I stayed for the fine man. The following day, I will be discussing A24's The Front Room, which was, wow, I have no words. Mondays moving forward will be for Insecure retrospective recap, starting with season 1. We will currently be on episodes 3 and 4. So if you're missing, Issa and the girls and everything else, be there for Monday for that. Fridays are always for Reasonable Doubt. That's available on Hulu. And I also have a Fine Man Live where we do a whole ranking of all things Fine Man, and it's always a really, really good time. It's viewer's choice, and we rank it up in there. Saturdays are always for horror, and we get into episodes of Killer Con where we talk all things horror, past, future, present, everything. It's a really good time. And Sunday will be for other things amongst Fight Night, and yours truly, B. Avery, will be there with me. So be there to check out all of that. It's a lot going on the channel.
Yes. And guys, check me out. What I got going on over here. I have my review for Rebel Ridge. I don't have that many movie reviews as of late, but Rebel Ridge, of course, we're talking Fight Night. By the time you see this video, there should be a new episode of Super Duper up on my channel. I'm just waiting on the thumbnails to get made, and also my box office video for Beetlejuice and how well it did this opening weekend. I'm also going to be covering The Penguin on my channel. It's pretty good so far. And I will have a review for, The Killer's Game by the time you see this video as well. And one more video too. I just can't think of it right now, but just subscribe and you will see it. But guys, again, we just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery. That's Tyra, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.